back in my car with me. Ooh, I like that idea. Do you want to start with me? I'll start with welcome. We're going to start with welcome. We are going to start with a welcome. Yeah. Too much stuff. I'll get that one out of your way. How's that? Better? A little bit?
This is the Steve Weeder height. All right. All right. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
That was sort of like, I don't know, half-hearted. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Just like nursery school. It's that book, Everything I Learned in Kindergarten, something like, right? Something, everything. Okay, well.
Something like that.
We're all young at heart, right? Such a beautiful evening to be out here together, welcoming Shabbat, celebrating Shabbat together. I was just commenting to someone earlier today how lovely it is out here all summer long, that somehow no matter how warm the day is, by the time 6 o'clock, 6:15 sort of rolls around, there's a little breeze, we're here in the shade, and it's just delightful. So take just a minute as we welcome Shabbat to welcome someone who's sitting near you, preferably someone's car you didn't come here in. Introduce yourself, wish them a Shabbat Shalom. I didn't come here in your car, but I might as well have.
Page 11.
Welcome Shabbat with Shabbat Light, with the lighting of our Shabbat candles on pages 2 and 3. It's my pleasure to invite Jack, our bar mitzvah for tomorrow morning, along with his family, whoever, mom, grandma, whoever you want to bring, to group rate, on down to lead us in lighting our Shabbat candles. Jack, you're looking very dapper.
You're going to come all the way around to this side, and then you won't have wires to trip on. Yeah.
Light the candles, not the wine.
It's not aesthetically pleasing. Look at
Just
that.
how they did it in the temple. Don't burn me. Want tomorrow to happen, don't burn around. going to turn now to page 20. Page 20, we'll join together in the words of Lecha Dodi, the ancient mystical poem that imagines that on Friday evening as the sun sets, that Shabbat arrives into our world, into our lives, in that same way that a bride arrives at a wedding with that moment of magic, that moment of majesty when we see the bride enter the room. The same way we feel that when Shabbat enters our lives. So we'll join together in verses 1, 2, 2, and 9. And when we reach verse 9, we're meant to rise and turn and face the doors through which we entered. In this case, we'll sort of turn and face the parking lot, I suppose, as if to greet that Shabbat bride. Lecha Dodi.
In the same way, we also welcome Jeanette Mills, who is kind of a representation of the beauty of the Sabbath bride through her voice as she joins us this evening.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad yishmi'anu el hamiyuchad. Adonai
Seated. Just imagine that we're greeting that Shabbat bride with that moment of majesty that we feel at a wedding. And Stan and Risa David celebrating the 59th anniversary of their wedding yesterday. And they said it wouldn't last. So it's my honor to invite the two of you up to the bima for some words of blessing. And as you're on your way up, I'll say words of blessing that we use week in and week out here, but because it's the two of you, worth noting words of blessing penned by your friend and classmate, Rabbi Harvey Fields of blessed memory. Come closer like you like me.
I do.
I know. Mishaberach avotenu v'imotenu Avraham, Yitzhak, v'Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, v'Leah. May God, who has blessed our people throughout the ages, bless you, Stan and Risa, as you've come up to the Bima tonight to celebrate yet another momentous milestone. May your life be filled with gratefulness for all of the gifts that enrich you, for family, for friends, for the wisdom of our tradition, for all of the sweetness that overflows our cups, and for also the strength to meet adversity with courage. May you continue to be blessed with lives of health and happiness, lives crowned with deeds of goodness and deeds of love. And let us all say amen. And we'll join together in the Shechianu. You know that one? I know the words. You know that one, okay.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
I come to you.
We'll turn now, page 28. Page 28 will rise for the Baruch Hu. Let's join together the English in the middle of page 30. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzevaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on the evening.
Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv ha'ravi.
You can be seated. Do something a little bit different tonight. Instead of teaching a little bit later in the service where I ordinarily would, I'm going to take a moment and teach now, because what I want to talk about has to do with the Shema, which we're going to get to in just a second. See how I did that? So if Cantor-Shapiro and I look refreshed this evening, it may be an illusion, because we began our day together bright and early this morning at the mikvah, where we spent 6 hours welcoming 6 new Jews into the family of the Jewish people and the family of Wilshire Boulevard Temple. Ooh, and 2 of them just came in behind us. Hey, guys. Many of you know that one of the things I have the privilege of getting to do here at the temple is overseeing our Choosing Judaism program, our conversion program. And interestingly enough, during these past 2.5 years since the pandemic has begun, the number of calls I get from folks looking to learn more about Judaism has more than doubled. The result is that I spend a lot of time helping non-Jews discover Judaism. And today, Cantor-Shapiro and I were privileged to hear the stories of 6 remarkable individuals who, for many different reasons, have chosen Judaism. And I know I speak for both of us and for Rabbi Davids, who so often blesses us with his presence on our Batei Din, that we love days like today. We love the opportunity to see Judaism through the fresh eyes of others as they are astonished by things that so many of us take for granted. Perhaps the biggest of which is theology. Now, I know what you may be thinking. The rabbi is going to talk about God now, which, of course, is every Jew's least favorite subject to talk about. If I had $1 for every single time someone said to me, well, you know, Rabbi, I'm more of a secular Jew. Or I'm really just a cultural Jew, Rabbi. Just hand me some bagels and lox. Now, more often than not, what they're really trying to tell me is that they don't know what, if anything, they do or don't believe about God. But that's the point. Theology is not defining for us as Jews. There's an old joke about 2 Jews and 3 opinions. It's true. And it extends to God, too. This shocks most non-Jews. The very idea of a religious tradition that does not only prescribe one single theology is incredible. How is that possible? A religion that isn't going to tell you exactly what you have to believe about something. Consider the words of the Shema that we're all going to chant in just a minute. Words taken directly from the Torah. The beginning of the Shema appeared in last week's Torah portion. The second section of the Shema in this week's Torah portion. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Listen, Israel. Adonai is our God. Adonai is one. It's the central imperative in all of Judaism. So important that our ancestors saw fit to stencil it 10 stories above our heads around the oculus in our magnificent sanctuary and on the walls in the chapel just steps behind us. Our famous statement of monotheism. But that's really all it is. A statement of a belief in one God. Nowhere does it tell us what we have to believe about that one God. It's one of the most beautiful things about Judaism. The space for the diversity of beliefs about the one unifying force in the universe. So simply and so beautifully in the Torah this week, in the words of Shema.
Susan Rosenstein, our music director, is playing behind me a melody for the Shema, which you may recognize. It's become really ubiquitous throughout the Reform movement, but before it came into our prayer services, it actually was on the radio in Israel because it was written by a man who became associated with rock music throughout Israel and brought rock music to Israel in a way that it wouldn't have happened without him. His name was Spencer-Shapiro. So if you can think of, and I'm not going to prescribe this for you, but if you can think of someone who is the person who represents rock and roll to you in the U.S., that's what Spencer-Shapiro was for Israelis. And unfortunately, he passed away just this week. So we wanted to bring not just the words of the Shema and everything that it represents to you, as Rabbi Shapiro so beautifully helped us bring it to our hearts just a moment ago, but with this particular melody that also brings a newness and brought a newness to these ancient words of our people. So I'll ask you now to please rise. And we join together on page 34 with the words of Shema.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai. Shem kevod malchuto leolam va'ed. Baruch Shem kevod malchuto leolam va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema
We can be seated.
Ve'yavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha vechayu hadvarim ha'elech asher anochi metzavacha hayom al levavecha veshinantam levanecha vedibarta bam Beshivtecha bevetecha uvelechtecha vaderech uveshochbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha vechayu letotafot beinenecha uktavtam al mezuzot betecha uvisharecha leman tiskeru Va'asitem et kol mitzvotai, v'hitem kedoshim leLohem. Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher Hotzeiti Atem Me'eretz Mitzrayim Lishiot Lahem Lelohim Ani Adonai Elohechem
Adonai Elohechem Emet. Thank you, Jack.
We'll turn now to page 40. We'll join together in Michamocha, our song of freedom, our song of redemption.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות, עושה פלא, נורא תהילות, עושה פלא, עושה פלא.
We continue with Vishamru on page 44.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל עוד לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי, וביום השביעי, וביום השביעי שבת. ויהי נפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We'll turn now to page 46. We'll rise for the Amidah. We'll invite Jack back up here to lead us.
Adonai sefatai tifta ufia gitehilatecha Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Hasadim Tovim Ve'Koneh Hakol Ve'Zocher Chasei Avot Ve'imachot Umevi Ge'ulam Livnei V'nehem Leman Shamo B'Havach Melech Hoseh U'Mashiach U'Magen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Abraham Ve'Ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayeh HaKol Atah Rav Le'Ushia Morid Atal Mechakel Hayim Be'esed Mechayeh HaKol Ve'Rahamim Rabim Somech Noflim Ve'Rofeh Holim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Emunato Livshenei Afar Michamocha Baha Gevurot Umidom Leach Melech V'mit Umachayeh Umati Eshura V'neman Ata L'chahayot HaKol Baruch Atah Adonai Mechayeh HaKol.
Continue with the remainder of our Amidah silently through page 62, either with the words on the pages of the prayer book or the words of our hearts. Amidst our joy and our celebration on this Shabbat, we turn our thoughts to moments of wholeness, moments of healing, as we think of loved ones and family members, members of our community who are in need of wholeness, in need of healing. And in just a moment, in the middle of page 253, we'll offer a Misha Berach, a prayer of healing for them. If you're thinking of someone tonight, if you're carrying a name with you of someone tonight who could use a bit of healing, please feel free to rise at this time, and as my eyes meet yours, share those names aloud. We also think tonight of Nicole Alkov, Emily Blau, Merlot Gadushi, Levy Jonathan, Michael Levy, Annette Pansky, Trevor Sangster, Charles Schwartz, and Alan Sorority, and also Cindy Lederer. So many wonderful things to be celebrating on this Shabbat. B'nai Mitzvah, anniversaries, and also we're going to go with newish still, too, right? Newish, still baby, right? Emma? Hey, Emma. How you doing? Yeah, you. Emma, can you come up here, please, and bring your mama and daddy with you? Thank you. We're gonna give Emma a Hebrew name here and give her family beautiful blessings. And I'm not betraying anything. Emma's shortly going to become a big sister. We're not sure if she knows that yet, but it's coming. Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu kayam et hayalda hazot v'yikra shema b'Yisrael Emma Gittel bat Baruch v'bracha. May God of our ancestors bless you, Emma. May you be known in the house of Israel as Emma Gittel bat Baruch v'bracha. May your life be filled with blessings. May your parents' life be filled with even more blessings than the blessings that you have already brought them. and may your life be filled with goodness and happiness. Amen. And Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, may God bless you all and always keep you safe. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yehuneka, may God always smile at you and be very, very good to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom, may you always know that God is as close as each other. May God grant you the greatest gift there is, a life and a world and a family and a home filled with peace. Amen.
Mazel tov.
But wait, there's more.
That's why we didn't sing Simon Tov
Yet. Jack. Hey, buddy. How you doing? Cool. Why don't you come on up? Bring your mom with you. So we're also going to give Jack, not only has he been called to the Torah tomorrow as bar mitzvah, but we're going to give him his Hebrew name, and we're going to give his mom, Andrea, her Hebrew name as well. Okay, we don't bite, I promise.
I wish I could hold him like she held her baby.
You could try. You could try. No? All right. Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu kayam et ha'isha hazot vayikra shema beYisrael Adara bat Avraham v'Sarah. May God, who has blessed our people throughout the ages, bless you, Andrea, as you come up to the Bima tonight to celebrate so many things, but one little piece of it right now for you, just for you. And may you be known in the house of Israel as Adara bat Avraham v'Sarah. And Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu kayem et hayeled hazeh le'ima v'yikra Shmo beYisrael Yaakov bat Ben, a long day. Yaakov ben Adara. Jack, may you be blessed by our ancestors. May you be known in the house of Israel as Yaakov ben Adara. Thank you. And let's join together in the words of the Shechianu, thanking God for sustaining us and enabling us to reach this beautiful moment. Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehecheanu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman chazeh. Amen. Mazel tov.
Simon Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simon Tov, Simon Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simon Tov, Simon Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simon Tov. Yeilanu, 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 Ulecha Yisrael. Yeilanu, Yeilanu, Ulecha Yisrael. David melech Yisrael, Chai v'kayam. David melech Yisrael, Chai v'kayam.
Anybody else? Any birthdays? We got anniversaries. We got baby namings. I was going to say, this is fantastic. What could be better than this? What else could we celebrate here? A couple of brief announcements, I think, before we begin to conclude this evening. So I was remiss earlier in saying Cantor Gurney was also with us at the mikveh today, and for those who know Cantor Gurney well, frequently just music wafts behind him, and the music that was wafting behind him earlier at the mikveh was the blessing for Rosh Chodesh, for the new month, which we will be chanting tomorrow as a part of the Shabbat service, and it's for the month of Elul, which is the month preceding the High Holy Days. And as I heard him say that, this sort of dread and panic and anxiety increased in me that it's only been building for months. Ashley likes to say, I get difficult. Even more difficult. But it also means that the High Holy Days are right around the corner. So if you haven't yet, keep your eyes peeled for an email from the temple asking you to register for the services you plan to attend. We got a great problem to have or a great challenge to have, which is tons of people that want to come to services, so we want to make sure there's a place for everyone. And Toby, who's in the back, is working diligently night and day to make that happen, so thanks, Toby. So respond to that email so that you can be where you want to be and we know where you're going to be, so we can all be together. Special thank you to our musicians, Leo and Hope and Susan and Don and your team over there on the live stream. Everybody watching us at home, welcome. Thank you for being here too. Cantor-Shapiro, you have these beautiful flyers for a meditation class. I do. Tell us about this.
So if you don't want to get difficult during Elul, because this is, let's face it, this is a busy time even for those of us who are not clergy. We're all starting new things in the fall. So during this month of Elul, in all honesty, we wanted to offer something to help people dig in a little further to this introspective time where we really look inside and just examine what's there. And when I thought about that, I am a teacher. I'm a meditation teacher is one of the things that I do besides being a cantor. And so I'm going to be offering a meditation group. It's for people who have been meditating for, many, many years like myself. It's also for beginners and anyone in between. And I don't know if you've noticed this year, but we are a little short on space this year. So, because one of our campuses is undergoing a major renovation. So we're going to be 5 minutes down the street at Magic Carpet Yoga Studio. And if anyone wants to, and so this is a collaboration between the yoga studio and Wilshire Boulevard Temple. And I have these little flyers here with this wonderful little, what are these things called?
QR codes.
Thank you.
For the millennials out there.
QR code on here that you can scan and it'll take you right to registration. We already have over 40 people signed up. So it's really exciting. You can join us in person. You can join us on Zoom. We would love to have you be a part of digging a little further into Elul and looking inside and seeing what's there.
So we're getting near the end of the service, and I'm thinking about Shabbat dinner because when you were talking about Magic Carpet Yoga Studio, my mind went, for anyone who's lived in LA long enough, my mind went to an amazing Yemenite Middle Eastern restaurant that used to be on Pico Boulevard called Magic Carpet. Anybody? No? Okay. Never mind. It was amazing. They had this thing called malawa, which is this, right? It's this like fried, oh God, okay. Staring at the challah right back there. We're going to get there, I promise.
I don't expect me to sing anything now because I'm like, I'll drool here.
I'm just going to stop. We're going to conclude now page 282. Page 282, the bottom of the page, and we'll rise for Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני
can be seated. Turn our thoughts now to sacred moments of memory, moments of Kaddish, as we recall loved ones, family members, members of our community who are no longer with us. If you're here tonight to say Kaddish for a loved one, we ask that you rise at this time. We begin by thinking of those for whom we're in a period of shloshim, those who have died during these past 30 days. As we call to mind Herma Altshu, Winifred Beck, Michael Brockman, Sonny Sanford Brody, Marion Brown, Stephen Chorna, Harold Eisen, Yvette Fisher, Lawrence Judah Janender, Ellen Coleman, Gertrude Klein, Shirley Coton, Joyce Tratner Leannes, Pearl Loderman, Catherine Newmark, Mo Austin, and Bobby Pearson. We add to their names the names of those whose yahrzeits occurred during this past week: Aaron Arnold, Irving Bassman, Henry Baum, Charles Bendit, Joyce Benfield, Harold Burlfine, Anne Bernstein, Pauline Bernstein, William Bernstein, Norton Binnenfeld, Irene Coden Black, Brennan Bostany, Marjorie Ann Boville, Lee Burns, Doris Calderon, Linda Chesler, Earl Cohen, Bernard Cohen, Alvin Cohn, Jenny Cohon, Henrietta de Arlen, Zena Davis, Irving Eager, Max Fettleston, Sophie Feldman, Norman Fields, Millard Fleischer, Edna Florence, Ben Frankel, Mig Frudenthal, Sonia Friedman, Lillian Garr, Francis Glass, Sadie Greenberg, Maury Grossberg, Betty Halper, Nicole Harrow, Robert Hazlett, Elizabeth Hecht, Edward Heyman, Myra Holzman, Norman Jacobson, Kathy Jacobson, Johanna Kahn, Hannah Kaplan, Jack Kent, Belle Kessler, Sarah Cohn, Hyman Kosman, Roger Cosberg, Janine Kunish, Raymond Lackman, Sandra Lerner, Margaret Lisak, Harry Levinson, Esther Levy, Chuck Levy, Florence Lewin, Edward Lewis, Leonard Lindy, Stephen Litt, Leon Leubman, Sandy Laukheim, Ethel Lozabnik, Sandra Lurie, Jerry Lushing, Justine Mandelbaum, Jack Morton Matloff, Harry Miner, Jack Miner, Pauline Menon, Helen Miller, Bessie Miller-Bodek, Leonard Mills, Ruth Mogul, Margie Moore, Lillian Ott, Eli Persky, Charles Phillips, Soretta Portnoy, Lawrence Michael Powell, Betty Pridovich, Thelma Rubin, Emily Richards, Rona Reichman, Morris Robin, Max Rose, Harold Royce, Jenny Rubens, Francois Ruddy, Barnett Sanders, Eva Sanders, Joseph Sandler, Jack Schuster, Soletta Schwartz, Irving Schwartz, Fanny Schwartz, Barbara Shalo, Rhoda Shrelo, Marty Siegel, Samuel Sills, William Smerling, Betty Strauss, Benjamin Teitelman, Isaac Ullman, Molly Wagner, Julia Wasserman, Cliff White, Charles Wesley, Jean Whitney, Harry Wolf Jr., Bud Yorkin, William Young, and Elaine Zane. If there are names to add or a name that I've mispronounced, please feel free to add it at this time. We also call to mind those to whom we are grateful but do not know, those who have fallen defending the flags of the United States of America, the State of Israel, all the innocent victims of senseless terrorism and violence all over the world, and everyone who has no one to say Kaddish for them. Zichronam livracha, may their memories always and only be for a blessing. The mourner's Kaddish is on page 294. We rise. Gadal v'tkadash shemei Rabba, ve'alma divrach chirutei ve'amlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon, v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, b'agala v'zman kariv imru, amen. Ehei shemei Rabba mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya, yiparach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'ytroman v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shemei d'kudsha berichu, לאלה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, זעמירן בעלמא ואמרו, אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, בורא פרי הגפן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצה בנו, ושבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחילנו, זיכרון למעשה וראשית, כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, בשבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
לחיים.
אמן. לחיים. לחיים. Grape juice.
I told him already. All right. All right. Hang on to that. You need the whole thing? You need the whole thing?
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem mi'aretz. Amen.
Take a big piece. Pull up. De'avon, everyone. Shabbat shalom, challah, grape
Shabbat
juice,
shalom.
coffee, maybe something sweet back there.